Hey there, do you ever go to an audition or perform on stage and you just feel real awkward about what to do with your hands? So you end up shoving them in your pockets or putting them behind your back or something. What do you do with your hands when you're an actor? It's something that plagues a lot of actors, and we're going to talk more about all of that, your hands, after the bump. Hey everybody, I'm Doug Fahl, your augmented actor, helping you augment your acting career with tips, tactics, and tech. We're taking your career into the future.
When you get on stage, the first thing you'll think of is that everybody's looking at your hands. Forget it, they're not. But can you remember a time when you wondered what to do with your hands on stage? Can you recall
yes,
that?
And it's amazing because I look at these things when I go to see plays, which I do a lot, that so many actors don't know what to do with their hands.
Even yet?
Even yet, doesn't matter how old they are.
What do you do with your hands?
The problem I face every day is what do I do with my arms? They just hang there getting in the way, and the whole game's getting old. If you gesture too much, look freaking crazy. Hold them, you're distant and cold. Put them in your pockets, well now you look lazy, or like a person who'll never be bold. The neck's a cinch, look left or right, but what do you do with your arms? I puff my chest, suck my stomach tight, but even my doctor calls my upper arm humorous.
That was my friend John Scott performing this song for the New Voices Festival here in Seattle. If you would like to watch the full video, I have a link down below. When you take an acting class, acting teachers will try to get you to put your arms down by your sides and be neutral and deliver a monologue like that. Why do acting teachers ask you to do that? Well, one, it's about control. Many actors, we have habits, we touch our face, we do all these kind of things, and they want to get you down, stripped down to your core, blank slate, clean page, so they get you used to doing your monologues with your hands down by your sides. But in real life, rarely does a person stand there and just talk without gesturing or anything like that. Now, some people are gesturers. They gesture and they use their hands all the time. They're constantly talking with their hands. They're making points. What are you doing? Get out of there. Snap out of it. And some people don't talk with their hands. So that's the state that you kind of want to get to, especially when you're delivering a monologue or something like that. You don't want to be too busy with your hands. So oftentimes neutral is a good choice. But what are some of the bad choices? What do the acting teachers tell you not to do? Well, let me run down of all the little ways that people can hold their arms. There's the Adam and Eve, which is a fig leaf over the crotch. That's hiding. That's showing you that you're hiding something. There's reverse Adam and Eve, hiding your butt. Hands on the hips, hands on the back, crossed arms, crossed arm, crossed shoulder, cross your heart bra, neck holster, the Jack Benny, the face toucher, front pockets, back pockets, the cowboy, clasps, the prayer, the finger twister. All of those poses are poses that at one time or another, a director might say, stop doing that, stop doing that. It's our go-to thing, our protection. And that's the problem with a lot of our arm movements in performance is that we are protecting ourselves. We're kind of feeling awkward about how we're presenting ourselves, and we're thinking about it too much. So here's some tips on how to reduce that confusion with your arms and relax into it a little bit more. One is to just try and observe what your arms are doing when you are in social situations or when you're talking to somebody else. If you normally gesture and do certain things, then those kind of things kind of come naturally. You don't think about them, you're not worried about them, you just sort of do it. And so if you could get your monologue or your performance to a place where you're really not just reciting lines, but you're expressing the message that you're trying to get across, then your hands will kind of do that with you. Observe what other people's arms do when they're in conversation with you, and observe yourself. You can videotape yourself when you're talking to somebody else and then watch what you do. Watch where your hands go. And you'll find that, you know, sometimes your hands go in your pockets. You might be a little nervous around those people. Well, that's perfectly fine to use that in a piece where the character is feeling uncomfortable. And, you know, I touch my face all the time. I'm always in the Jack Benny pose. And, you know, I rub my chin, I rub my forehead, I touch my hair in the back of my neck all the time. So that's a character that maybe is a little more neurotic, like me. When I'm doing my YouTube stuff, I'm very expressive, I keep my hands here, but I gotta be careful not to widen them too much, otherwise my arms get cut off like this because of my green screen. It's all about control. Now you might have a part in your monologue where you want to point or you want to do a certain gesture and it'll have an effect. Well, that's okay. Do that at times when the character is trying to make a specific point, when they may have rehearsed that themselves. But in general, you want to kind of keep your hands doing natural things based on what the character is thinking and feeling. Focus on what your character wants and what they are doing in the scene. If you really are just focused on your character's objectives, the voice, the words, and the movements of your body and your posture and all that stuff will fall into place. That's called being in character. That's called, you know, playing your objective. It is an active objective, so you're trying to do something on stage. You're always trying to do something. So whatever you're doing, do it with your arms, do it with your hands. Giving yourself some business, giving your character some business during a scene is an easy way to occupy your arms when you might be listening. So maybe the character has an itch, or maybe the character is cleaning, or they're doing dishes or something like that. If you can get an active thing to do in the scene, picking up clothes, cleaning, your arms are gonna find things to do. But sometimes you're just standing there listening to another character, and then what do? You know, where do your arms go then? Pick a place, pick something your character would do. They might fold their arms, and then they'll listen, and then a few lines later, they might move to another position. And, you know, it's just plant yourself. Get yourself a pose and plant yourself there. And then just choose a different pose each time. By moving through each of these different places for your arms, you're going to be more natural. It's when we default to this, when we come back to our pockets after every line, that it looks like a bad habit as an actor. So if you put your hands in your pockets for a line or two, and then, you know, put them on your hips for a line, and then drop them to the side, and then, you know, maybe touch your face, and, you know, move through those gestures, and you'll feel a lot more natural with your movements. But in general, your arms are just there to be part of your expression. Your body, your legs, your posture, the angle of your feet, the tilt of your head, all of those things come into play naturally. And the more that you can just let them be, let them dangle. If your arms just dangle a little bit, it ain't gonna be the end of the world. When your arms are down by your sides, you look rigid and stiff, so don't do that. But it is okay to just let your arms dangle occasionally. But you're not gonna stay that way any more than you're gonna stay with your hands in your pockets. Hey, I'd like to know what tricks you use to keep your hands under control when you are performing. Tell me about it in the comments below. While you're here, I have a free ebook that you can download. All you gotta do is sign up for the Augmented Actor email list, and you will get this free 40-page ebook on how to memorize virtually anything written by me. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. There are some other videos that you can watch on your screen right now. Remember to subscribe and like and share, and I will see you next time. Bye.